simple yet difficult. Truth is simple yet difficult. Before I begin to expound the Sutras of Buddha that are a dialogue between Buddha and Subhuti, the Sutras that are simply known as the Diamond Sutra or Vajra Cheddika, Prajna Paramitta Sutra, certain things need to be explained. That's why I have called it truth is simple yet difficult. Truth is simple yet utterly difficult to comprehend. Because the faculty that comprehends is our mind. Mind goes on missing the things that are very simple. It pays no attention to them. Simple things do not satisfy the mind. Truth is simple yet utterly difficult to comprehend. Indeed, truth is difficult to comprehend because it is so simple to be put into words. It is so simple that it cannot be put into words. It is simple and your minds are so complicated that you cannot comprehend it. Mind goes on missing it. Truth is so simple that it gives no challenge to you. It is so simple that you pass by the side of it, remaining completely unaware that you have passed truth. Truth is simple because truth is obvious. But simple does not mean easy. But simple does not mean easy. This simplicity is very complex. If you enter in it, you will be lost. You may never be able to get out of it. That simplicity has depth in it. Simplicity has depth in it. It is not shallow. And to attain to that simplicity, you have to lose many things. And to lose those things is indeed difficult. This is why truth, although being simple, is very difficult to comprehend. Take for instance, Diamond Sutras of Buddha look difficult to you. These sutras are difficult, they appear to you difficult because it is illogical. If you can lose your logic, they will become simple to you. The difficulty comes not from the sutra, but from your mind. Buddha is a very simple man. He is simply stating a fact. But the problem arises from you because you cannot accept the simple fact. You have your ideas, and those ideas go on interfering in the manifestation of truth. You say, how can this be? If this man is right and my own logic is wrong, and that you cannot accept, how can my logic be wrong? And then that you cannot accept. Your whole education, training has been of logic, based on logic. And he goes on stating illogical things. Buddha is helpless. At that planitude, logic does not exist. The planitude at which Buddha exists, logic has no place. What can he do there? At that planitude, everything is paradoxical. At that planitude, opposites meet contradictories. At that planitude, opposites meet, contradictories become complementaries. Remember, at that planitude, which is the planitude beyond mind, opposites meet, contradictories become complementary. This is why Kabir, though very simple, appears to be very difficult to comprehend, because he says the things which are illogical. In one of the compositions, Kabir says, there is fire in the ocean. The fish has climbed the tree. These are things which mind finds illogical, because it is beyond logic. What can he do? He has to assert them. The problem is arising from your mind. You want truth to be translated, communicated according to your logic. You want truth to be communicated according to your logic, but that cannot happen. Take for instance, if a high school student of physics objects theory of relativity of Albert Einstein, because it is illogical and difficult to comprehend, difficult to understand. According to him, firstly it is boring, it is repetition, and whatsoever is explained, he inevitably, and whenever it is explained, he inevitably falls asleep. This is his argument. Firstly, it is boring, and whenever it is explained, he inevitably falls asleep. Further, he argues that it is imbalanced. Look at the equation. E is equal to mc squared. He puts one figure all by itself, that is on the left hand side, E alone, and on the right hand side, the three other all together on one side. This is unartistic. Why didn't he move one of those figures to the left side to make the equation more symmetrical? This is a high school student's logic. He is right in his logic. There is a difference of degrees. His logic and that of Albert Einstein. That is why he hates it. Such is the understanding of those who have not reached even close to the level of understanding of Albert Einstein. Now he is raising beautiful questions, logical questions, logic of course according to his own understanding and rule. It is not symmetrical. What kind of equation is this? Both sides are not equal. It is unartistic. Just by putting one figure on one side, things would have been far better and more symmetrical. The boy is completely unaware of what he is talking about. But whatever he is saying looks logical. But the Einstein's formula is not there to entertain you. Remember, Einstein's formula is not to entertain you. It is to express reality. If you are bored by it, that simply shows that you are very dull-witted, and you cannot understand that penetrating insight of Buddha of science, Albert Einstein. I call him Buddha of science. It is said that only 12% used to understand Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. Why? All around the earth, only 12 persons. Truth is simple. But when you go into its details, when you start penetrating into its reality, it becomes difficult. Truth is simple. But when you go into its details, when you start penetrating into its reality, it becomes difficult. Saint Augustine is reported to have said, everybody knows what time is. I know what time is. But when somebody asks me what is time, try to explain it to me, then I am at a loss. Saint Augustine is reported to have said, everyone knows what time is. I know what time is. But when somebody asks me what time is, try to explain it to me, I am at a loss. You know what time is. You live according to time. 6 o'clock every morning you get up, and 11 o'clock in the night you go to sleep. 12 noon you take your lunch, you go to office, you come home. You use time. You know what time is. But can you explain it? Very simple. Can you explain it to me? You may say, what kind of nonsense is this? How can one explain time? You go to office, you come home, you use time, you know what time is, but can you explain it? The moment you try to explain it, becomes elusive. You have never seen it. Time, you have never seen it. Something that you have not seen it becomes difficult to explain and comprehend. You cannot hold of it, you cannot touch it, or have it in your hands. You cannot grasp it. What is it then? It is an imagination. Is time imagination? St. Augustine is right, because he is a Buddha. The problem arises when you try to explain. Light is so simple. It is all around, dancing on the trees. The whole sky is full of light. Try to explain it to the blind man, and he will be bored and he will say, stop all this nonsense, you seem to know nothing of light. Would he not say so? Therefore, you will find it difficult to put it into words or drop the question of light. It is a scientific question. You may not be interested in it. You have loved. You know what love is? Definitely you must have loved. At least you must have loved your mother, your father, your sister, some woman, your wife or husband, or your children. Can you explain what love is? Then you start looking at the sights and you become dumb. Then suddenly you lose all your intelligence. The moment someone asks what is love, and whatever you will say about it, whatever you will explain about it, will not be love. Can you explain what love is? Then you become dumb. Then suddenly you lose all intelligence. It is as if somebody has simply struck you dead. You become paralyzed. What is love? Can you define it? Love is everybody's experience, more or less. But nobody can define it. Love is everybody's experience, more or less, but nobody can define it. Nirvana is not everybody's experience. Nirvana is not everybody's experience. Only once in a while Nirvana happens. Once in a while. And Buddha is trying to explain to you what Nirvana is through this Diamond Sutra. And Buddha is trying to explain to you what Nirvana is through the Diamond Sutras. Imagine his position. He is stating a simple fact. And that which he is explaining is not your experience. And you find it difficult to comprehend, difficult to understand. Can't you see the shallowness of your logic? Can't you see the shallowness of your logic? Can you not see the dilemma of the master who is trying to say the unsayable? And even if you hear the 4 lines of Diamond Sutra, you will never remain the same. Even if you hear 4 lines of Diamond Sutra and they enter your being, not necessarily the whole Diamond Sutra, your life will not remain the same. It happened. Once Swayne was passing through the market. The market was coming to the close. The shops were closing. People were returning home. When he reached the market, he heard somebody chanting the lines from Diamond Sutra. Maybe the person was doing it as a ritual, morning and evening ritual. But for Swayne it was not a ritual. Swayne heard it. He did not move from it. He remained standing in the marketplace. He heard it. He heard somebody chanting. He heard it from the one who was chanting it mechanically, like a ritual. But the words stuck Swayne. He remained there, standing whole night, and he never returned home. And he never returned home. Even if 4 lines of Diamond Sutra enter your being, your life will be transformed. And the scheme of Diamond Sutra is very beautiful. It begins with the physical form of Buddha and ends at the formless Buddha. It begins with the physical form of Buddha. Anand begins the narration that Buddha put on his cloak, took his begging bowl. These are the symbols of the physical existence. Symbols of physical existence, narrating the physical aspect of Buddha. That Buddha so meticulously put on his cloak, took his begging bowl, and went to the great city of Shravasti for alms. Having collected the alms, he returned. Having eaten, he took off his robe, put his begging bowl, washed his feet, and sat on the seat made specifically for him. This is the physical description. And in the end, the physical form disappears. There is utter silence. Starting from the physical, and it takes you to the state of utter emptiness, utter silence. Buddha is holding your hand and taking you along with him for a walk through the Diamond Sutras. If you are ready to walk along with Buddha, following him, holding his hand, through the garden of the Diamond Sutra, you will become a flower yourself, blossom. You will never remain the same. Truth is simple, but the moment you try to explain to it becomes difficult. But remember, you are not here to be entertained. Buddha is not here to entertain you. I am not here to entertain you. This is not a social congregation. In no way I am against entertainment either, but there is a time for it. Entertainment is good, but it has its own time. Indeed, sometimes more than entertainment is needed. More than entertainment is needed. Only that will become your enlightenment. Entertainment is the lower need. Entertainment is lower need, and enlightenment is the highest. Entertainment is the seed which blossoms into enlightenment always. If your entertainment does not lead you to the final fruition as enlightenment, entertainment is of no use. Entertainment is the seed which blossoms into enlightenment always. If you simply go from one entertainment to another, you will remain shallow. You will never grow. You will remain immature. This is what is happening to the entire humanity. We are moving from entertainment to entertainment and remaining shallow. You have to sometimes go into the depth of life and love and light in God. You have to sometimes go into the depths of life and love and light in God. Sometimes you have to fly into eternity to have a taste of it. Only then, only that will make you mature. Sometimes even for a day, sometimes even for a day, try to be a human being. I emphasize, sometimes even for a day, try to be a human being. What is the quality of being a human? Or act as Buddha in all his understanding, even for 1 hour. Or act as Buddha in all his understanding, even for 1 hour, you will not remain the same. Sometimes, even for a day, try to be a human being, or act as Buddha in all his understanding, even for an hour, you will not remain the same. Indeed, you will not remain the same. I understand your difficulties. You say I do not enjoy the Sutras of Buddha. Then what to do? I understand your difficulties. You say I do not enjoy those Sutras of Buddha. Then learn what to do. Then what to do? You ask, I do not enjoy the Sutras of Buddha. Then what to do? Learn how to enjoy as you have learned to enjoy many things in life that were meaningless in the beginning. Have you started enjoying everything even in the first place? When the first time you took the drink, did you enjoy it? When the first time you went to your social clubs, social meetings, did you enjoy it? Then what to do? Learn how to enjoy as you have learned to enjoy many things in life that are all meaningless. Going to a friend's party, going to social functions, do you think they are all meaningful? And you have learned to enjoy them. So can't you learn how to enjoy the sutras of Buddha, which are so meaningful and yet still so difficult to comprehend? You have to cultivate the art of enjoying those. Leaving the Diamond Sutra will be foolishness. But you consider going to that function very meaningful because it is the function or the party of your boss given by your officers. You must go there. But you want to leave the Diamond Sutra all the way because it is difficult, it is boring. You have never said that I will not go to that, the social function, that it is so boring. You emphasize, I must go there. Now learn how to enjoy higher things. Now learn how to enjoy higher things. There are higher things. If you want to enjoy classical music or the music of Beethoven, you have to learn. You cannot just go and enjoy it. For everything you have to develop a taste. It needs a certain preparation in you. It needs a certain receptivity in you. It is not welcome. It needs a certain understanding in you. You need to have a deep understanding of sound and silence. As far as the classical music is concerned, you have to learn, you have to develop the deep understanding of sounds and silence, because music consists of sound and silence. It is the silence that helps you to assimilate the music to sound. It is not only sound, it contains silence in it too. It is only in the silent moments that music enters you. It is only in silent moments that music enters you. Music becomes higher and deeper when it contains more silence in it. Music becomes higher and deeper when it contains more silence in it. When it provokes your silence, when it penetrates your heart and releases your inner silence. When listening to it, your mind disappears. Your thoughts stop. Only then you can enjoy the real music. While the talks of Diamond Sutra or anything is happening, unless your thoughts stop, you will not be able to reach the essence of it. But then you will have to learn. Yes, indeed, you have to learn. You will have to become more meditative. Only then, one day, you will be able to enjoy it. But if you want to enjoy it right now, and you are not ready, do not blame the music. And at the same time, do not leave going to those concerts. Never say Buddha's sutras are boring. It is better to say that you are not able to, you are not capable yet of understanding that plenitude. It is more wise. It is better to say that you are not capable, yet of understanding that platitude, or that you are not capable of looking to that height, or that you are not capable enough to climb the Everest of consciousness that Buddha is, or that you are not capable enough to climb the Everest of consciousness that Buddha is. Buddha is talking from the highest peak. You will have to move from your dark valleys a little bit. You will have to climb to the mountains. Only then you will understand that sunlit sutras of Buddha. Only then you will understand these sunlit sutras of Buddha. It is difficult. It is a difficulty, because for that understanding you are not prepared at all. As a result, sometimes you may feel bored. But fight with boredom. Destroy your boredom. Pull yourself out of it. You have to go with Buddha. You have to see what he has seen. You have to see what he has seen. You have to feel what he has felt. You have to understand what he has understood. Seeing it, you will be fulfilled one day. Seeing it, you will be fulfilled one day. The flower of your being will blossom. Understanding that you will reach the mount of consciousness, and assimilating that into your being, one day the inner music, harmony and oneness will manifest as enlightenment. It is a difficulty, because for that understanding we are not prepared at all. As a result, sometimes you may feel bored. But fight with boredom. Destroy your boredom. As you would do when you go to those social functions which are obligatory for you. Irrespective of your boredom, you say, I know that function will be boring, but I must go because it is a party given by our superiors. And you do not consider Buddha your superior, because we live a mundane life. We live a life of utility. Going to the function of your office, going to the party hosted by your superiors is utilitarian. It is obligation for you to go there even if you do not want to go. Because you have been given a certain responsibility. It is a difficulty because for that understanding we are not prepared at all. As a result, sometimes you may feel bored, but fight with boredom. Destroy your boredom. Pull yourself out of it. You have to go with Buddha. You have to see what he has seen. You have to feel what he has felt. You have to understand what he has understood. Seeing it, you will be fulfilled. Understanding that, you will reach the mount of consciousness. And assimilating that into your being one day, the inner music, harmony, and oneness will manifest as enlightenment. And assimilating that into your being one day, the inner music, the harmony, and the oneness will manifest as enlightenment. this is enough for this moment. This is enough for this moment. We will go into silent meditation.